What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the release. So just me and Michael today. Man, let's get straight into it. So, congrats to the LA Lakers on getting the championship. And that was a big win for them, actually.
Well deserved.
Yeah, very well deserved.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is gonna segue into the first topic for sure. You got a nice segue, but oh yeah, man, they deserve it. Full.
Yeah, man, for sure. They also LeBron James won Finals MVP. I personally think it should have been Anthony Davis, but either guy was deserving of it. I'm happy for either of them.
That's the kind of thing where if it's the last point in a pickup ball game,
Facts.
you can't score and it be like controversial. You have to make sure like it makes, you know what I mean? It's kind of the same thing. Like if they're even, you just kind of got to give it to Braun.
Yeah, it's just like respect, and he's the second greatest of all time. Anthony,
Yeah,
nope.
Man.
LeBron is now the first player of all time to have the Finals MVP on 3 separate teams. Damn, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I wanted it to be Kawhi because he is my favorite player, one of my favorite players. But hey, man, I'm just as happy it's LeBron. Like no matter what I say, I can't hate LeBron. It's hard to hate that guy. Like he's a great guy.
It's hard to hate him, and his stock went up so much too. Like,
yeah.
Now for sure. Like a lot of people could say Kobe, but
yeah,
he's proven so much.
Yeah. And then on Quinn Cook's Instagram, okay, Anthony Davis kind of got drunk and said that he's going to run it back next season, hinting that he's going to come back, which leads me to the next thing. He planned to opt out of his $28.7 million option and re-sign with the Lakers. So he and his agent, Rich Paul, will discuss 2, 3, and 4-year deals. That is according to Shams. Hey, man. I wouldn't be too mad. Like I don't really want him to go anywhere else. That's a great duo. Like if they could run it back again, or maybe even 2 or 3 more times, like
that's dynasty type stuff now.
That is dynasty type stuff.
Yeah,
man.
for sure. That's dynasty.
Yeah, it's just unfair.
They could put themselves up with the best duos ever, the Shaqs and the Kobes. Wow, man.
Yeah. Then the way too early 2021 power rankings are out, with the Lakers ranking number 1. And a surprising one in my opinion, because I didn't know they still had, they got that much respect from the league, but I could see it now. The Miami Heat ranking on number 2. I like that. I really like that. And then in my eyes, another 2 surprising ones. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then another 2 surprising ones are, for me anyways, are the Mavericks at 8 and the Jazz at 9, but then the Raptors are at 12, I think. 11 or 12.
Doncic is getting a lot of stock after last season. People are tipping him.
Bro.
He has the best odds to get MVP. It's ridiculous.
If
I think he's going to
pop
off too.
If he averages a triple-double next season. But, like it's not like he's forcing it. Like, it just comes natural to him. It's stupid, bro. And then, finally, before we get into everything.
Oh, yeah. He's so calm. It's like his 3rd year, whatever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then finally, before we get into everything, according to Woj, Tyronn Lue is finalizing a 5-year deal with the LA Clippers. Me and Jordan were talking about this the other day, man.
This doesn't make any sense.
It was a stupid signing. So listen, you fired Doc Rivers, who wasn't doing much for you, okay? And then you hired Tyronn Lue.
Down for 5 years, he's not.
You fired Doc Rivers, and hired Tyronn Lue.
A great coach, obviously. That's a downgrade, and Doc Rivers isn't even kind of championship built either.
Man.
5 years, locking him up for 5 years too. That's ridiculous. That makes no sense to me.
Silly, man. And then finally, some announcements.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we are now on Spotify. We have been on Spotify for about a month and a half now. Just gonna keep uploading there. Please check it out, man. You can download it. Hey, we're also on other podcasting networks like Google Podcasts.
When you're in the car,
man, just throw it on. Just put it on
when you're in the car.
We're taking a long drive.
You
Come
guys
on.
got a long but yeah.
Come
You
on,
guys
man.
got a long bus ride to school?
Exactly.
What am I gonna do? What are you gonna do in the bus? You're gonna talk to people?
Not in the mornings.
It's too early for
It's
that.
COVID.
Get yourself some knowledge.
Exactly, bro.
Get yourself some release. Get yourself some
Exactly.
release.
That's what we like to hear. And then we're also posting the full things on YouTube now. Okay, so let's get into our first topic. So we were just talking about the championship, how the Lakers won. There's a big kind of, I don't want to say controversy around it, but a lot of people would like to say that there's an asterisk on the championship this year. Like, what do you think? Do you think the championship actually has an asterisk on it, or is it just like no, it does not? What do you think?
I mean, obviously it has to for technical reasons, but there's no way it's any less deserved than any other championship.
Thank you.
They either played like 7 or 9 less games than a regular season.
Facts.
Because they all ended up playing between 71 to 75 games or something like that. And that's still crazy taxing on the body. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, like that takes probably more to be able to bounce back from 2-3 months out and play the rest of a regular season.
Exactly.
People like the Suns getting right back into a rhythm.
Exactly. That's impressive.
That's ridiculous.
Man. Dangerous for next year.
Yeah. Totally like and the mental side was so engaged. You really got to see who's the most cold-blooded.
Mm-hmm.
Guys like Devin Booker, guys like Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
Who can come back after not even playing. Like, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shows a crazy amount of professionalism. Like, those are guys that are worth those contracts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Like,
and, yeah, there's no way it can have an asterisk just for having, like, less games
exactly,
and having
man.
a break. That's silly. That's silly.
Exactly. And I can understand why people want to. I can understand why people want to say that there is an asterisk, but I truly don't think so. Like, okay, so take this for example. The previous NBA lockout. Okay, the winners of that year were the Miami Heat, I believe, 2014, I believe. Yeah, that one has an asterisk because they were able to play ball still. You saw all these big players like LeBron James, KD, James Harden, all these guys getting together and actually playing some basketball. But they're unable to play together right now. This is, 4 months without basketball? So these guys are at home. Yes, they probably ran some 1v1s or 2v2s and stuff like that, right? But that's on their own courts. They won't be able to run plays.
But it's so much
any of that stuff.
Exactly.
Man. It's so much different, right? They're training
by
themselves.
Gel as a team.
And they're not getting feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, they can't really improve. They can get in shape.
The fact that we saw real gelling and
yeah.
The fact that we saw real gelling and teamwork after, like, that's ridiculous. Like, they were, like, meeting as a unit on Zoom like we are. And like, getting it done, man. That's the epitome of professionalism for me. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah. And, they just took so long off the sport that they were a little bit rusty. So, like, you got to give them some grace here because they just came in and some players didn't perform the way that we wanted them to until later on into the season, I'd say. But, like, and just don't try to argue anything like they had the summer or anything, because if Corona didn't exist, there's preseason, there's summer league, there's literally the entire summer to train with their team. So, like, there's no way there's an asterisk on this, in my opinion, man. And like you were saying, like, players like Devin Booker.
No way. People work too hard, guys.
Like, that's but
even players, like, to round out teams, like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, like those kind of guys. Those guys, like, deserve so much credit. They don't deserve an asterisk on their best accomplishment as a player.
Facts,
guys,
bro.
like Rajon Rondo,
Yeah.
Even though he's won a championship before that, like, he played such a big part in this.
Mm-hmm. And then, like, players like Devin Booker, I guess he's kind of the reason why. I mean, that the whole Suns team, I guess, is kind of the reason why people are like, well, this shouldn't count because there's an asterisk. These guys are playing well, so why is nobody else playing well? And, like, I don't know, man. But speaking of Devin Booker, okay, so the Suns are kind of a iffy team. They've gotten better over the years, but they are a struggling team, okay? Now, Devin Booker is an all-star player, and I feel like he needs to go somewhere better. So where do you think are like some possible destinations for all-star players on struggling teams like Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine, guys like that?
I want to cover Zach LaVine first because he has to stay. I want to stress how much he has to stay at the Bulls. Okay, this sounds far out, but they are such a basketball centered market. Like they have a high draft pick coming in
Yeah.
at 4, I believe.
Yes.
I mean, they have a great young core, guys like Chris Dunn, guys like Lauri Markkanen. I mean, there's a bunch of room for improvement. I mean, their bench is pretty terrible.
Yeah.
But they still have guys like Thaddeus Young on that team as well. Like just like enough pieces. Plus, Billy Donovan is their coach. You got to give him. He's a Coach of the Year finalist. I mean, that's a great move from the front office there.
Yeah.
But if they can get someone like a Denny at forward, because the guy they're projected to get right now is from France, and he's a guard. And they don't need guard. They're a guard-heavy team.
That's
all their
fast.
stars are at guards.
Yeah.
So they need someone, if they can trade up for Denny, because Denny's supposed to go 5, and they have the 4th pick. So if they can trade up for Denny and Lowry at the forward.
That's a
At
scary
both
duo.
forward positions. They got Zach and Chris Dunn. And they have room to grow. Man, I'm really excited for this team, man. And
Yeah, man.
I mean, Zach he's so young. I believe he's 25, 26, and he only has to improve on picking up like hustle stats, like steals and rebounds. And I seriously believe they're going to be a threat. So he's got to stay.
That's
What do
solid.
you think about him?
Man, for me, I said Zach LaVine. Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw something about him like wanting to demand a trade and stuff. But like, think if he went somewhere like Dallas or Denver, you know? Like, so okay, let me talk about Denver real quick. So I like Denver a lot, okay? And they'd only be more powerful with Zach LaVine. And they don't need to give away someone like Jamal Murray for that because they're players. Like, first of all, this would help the Bulls go into a deeper rebuild and just get more pieces for the future, right? Like you already said, they have Chris Dunn, they have guys like that. They have Lauri Markkanen, right? Lauri Markkanen could be the center of your franchise, and he could get all that much better, getting the ball more, right? But then Denver also has players like Bol, Jeremy Grant, PJ Dozier, right? Like, or Dozier, whatever, however you say it. You trade those guys away.
You're fancy with it.
And still, like, have 3 super young all-stars. You'll have Nikola Jokic, you'll have Jamal Murray, and you'll have Zach LaVine. That's a dangerous team, if you ask me. Like a very, very dangerous team.
And I like how you're thinking with Denver because he would slot in perfectly. He's playing his unnatural point guard right now.
Exactly.
Because Dunn was injured for most of the season, I feel. So man, he slots in right next to Jamal, both pure scorers. And then they got some slashing forwards and obviously the best center in the league, Nikola Jokic.
Exactly, man. That's a stupid backcourt, man.
Shivers down my spine.
And then I also said something about
one
Bradley
for the future.
Beal
They're like,
yeah, solid, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I said something about Barley Beetle here, and he can literally go anywhere. Like, he fits with pretty much everything.
I was feeling that too, man.
Like, we mentioned the Raptors and 76ers. Yeah. But, like, I was thinking somewhere like –
Sorry, we're a bit off.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. But, like, I was mentioning somewhere like Milwaukee, you know, like him pairing up with Giannis. You know, it is a lot of money for Milwaukee, though. But, hey, man, it'll still be a good move. And if they could sign him for, like less than he's worth, I guess. But Bradley Beal not the type of guy to accept that type of contract.
I mean, I really want him to move somewhere now, especially because he's 31. It's like towards the peak now. I mean, it's only kind of downhill in performances from here, and he's got so much to offer, man. Like, especially this Milwaukee team too, like forfeiting Malcolm Brogdon. they really need a guard in there. Like that was such a mismanagement of players because he's such an amazing player. But yeah, he could slot into a team like that. The only thing is he's kind of devoted to Washington. Like I read, he wants an extra contract. Like he wants to stay there for a while. Only thing, like I just love to see a team build around him, because he's such a good player.
Yeah, and like it just I think he needs to get out of there sooner and sooner though, right? Because like you said, he's an older guy, and I mean he's only 31, but he's getting older. So for him to get out of there and possibly win a chip would be nice. And I also said something about Devin Booker. Like so, earlier, like way earlier, like a month and a half ago, maybe I was talking about how he could go to Minnesota and pair up with D'Lo and Cat. But one, that's way too much money for Minnesota, and two,
Mm-hmm.
like it's still a good move. Like it's great chemistry, but I don't know if that's what Phoenix would want to do. Plus, he could just stay in Phoenix with him and DeAndre Ayton because that could be a dangerous future. But if not DeAndre Ayton, then maybe if not Phoenix, either them or the 76ers because if they trade away young guys like
Yeah.
Thibault.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I don't see Minnesota having enough cap space for that. Like, I don't know, and especially I don't know who they would trade away for that either, because D'Lo and Cat are there too. But like, who do they have that's gonna benefit the Suns? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then
Sixers definitely a viable place for him.
if they trade away young guys like Matisse Thybulle, like I just said, they finally get more spacing and 3-point shooting on that floor, and it just increases their talent. And plus Devin Booker being surrounded by good defensive guys and Ben Simmons on the backcourt. Come on, that's a stupid backcourt. And that's literally just assist after assist after assist for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is going to be dropping like a triple-double with Devin Booker on his team.
He's way better of a playmaker than he is a scorer. And like talking about Ben Simmons, I think Ben Simmons fits in this category of all-star who's kind of struggling a bit more and kind of needs kind of a place to go and to really showcase his talent. But my big question was for you: do you think Doc Rivers is going to have a positive and negative impact at that team?
Man, uh, I want to say positive, but I don't really know, bro. Like it's just like it like we've been saying this on the podcast. It's not the best type of signing that Philly really needed in this time. They needed an offensive-based coach, and Doc Rivers is a more grit and grind, get that defense, get that ball type of guy. Explains why Pat Beverly did so good on the Clippers, right? But for I think it's just gonna hurt them more and more because Doc Rivers is he's a good coach, but he's an inconsistent coach, right? So
Mhm.
that could just mess them up.
And especially for a fan base like Phillies, which is so rich, you need consistency. You need someone to take them into the playoffs every single time and pose a threat, not even just look like a team that's going to get swept in the second round. You know what I mean?
Man. Like that's I hate it's a big word and I sound just like a strict parent saying this, but that is unacceptable. And it's for real.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you can't have that and consistently have that and with a coach that's blown 7-3-1 leads in his playoffs. You can't be doing that, right? Especially with a team that like Philly who needs help with that. Because they're a talented team, but they don't know how to use that talent to its fullest potential yet. And that's why they needed someone like an offensive-based coach, like we've been saying, David Yeager, Mike D'Antoni, all those guys. Kenny Atkinson.
yeah. Exactly. They just need guys that know how to use everyone to their fullest potential and not put it on the backs of one player because they have so many good players in their lineup. They got Tobias Harris and Al Horford, right?
Facts.
So it's just whoever can use their players to the fullest potential. And they're an easy 2 seed if they're used right, you know?
Solid. That's facts, though, you know? But yeah, man, that is like it was a short one today, man. But that's gonna do it for today. You know, we kind of just spit knowledge and quickly for you
Jordan would have
guys.
made that at least 10 minutes longer. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's facts. But yeah, thank you
At
guys for
least he would have
watching.
said some harsh stuff. But
Facts. Yeah, but
thank you.
thank you guys for watching. Make sure to check it out on YouTube and Spotify. It's gonna be up everywhere probably by the end of tonight. Uh, yeah, man. Thank you guys for watching, and also don't forget to email me, text me, DM me, whatever, man. If you guys want to hear something heard on the show and talked about, send it, man. I'll try and get it on. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week.